when the album first came out, Music to Be Murdered By, and I was like sometimes I like to trip off people's reactions and shit. And I didn't get the Young M.A. line when she was like, "You can leave this earth, bitch, I'm in rake mode." I'm like, what? Why is everybody tripping there? Leave this earth, rake mode. And it just flew over my fucking head, and I was like, damn, I didn't even get that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like, your verse on I Will, when you said that, I got the John Wilkes, is who I'm in the booth, like, hey, bruh, I go ham for dead presidents. I got the ham for a bruh ham.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got the a bruh, but I didn't get a bruh.
Yeah.
Like, hey, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like I missed that, and I was like, fuck, how did I miss that? God damn.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens. Like, that Ohio scheme you did, that shit was crazy. And it took me like 2 listens to get to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Line. I was like, wait a minute. Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's the shortest thing for address. Yeah, I saw some people got that, and I was like, kind of, because sometimes, I don't know if you ever be sitting around writing some shit, and you're like, man, nobody's going to get this shit.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, well, let me just try it and see if anybody does. Like,
right.
But that's kind of the beauty of wordplay.
Right.
It's like sometimes people ain't gonna get it the first listen; they'll get it the second, third, fourth, fifth listen.
It's gonna take a lot of listens for the new one that you just dropped. Music to Be Murdered By. The line, it's so many lines in there. So many. What's up, y'all? It's your man King Crooked. I'm live in Dr. Dre's lab right now. You know what I'm saying? And I could spend the whole episode giving props to the man across the room from me. You know, his achievements are just incredible. You know what I mean? What are you doing, Marsh?
You talking about me?
Yeah, I'm talking about you. You know what I'm saying? I got the homie in the house, one of the greatest of all times, Marshall Mathers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, bro. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your time, man. Let's jump into it, man. Let's talk about Music to Be Murdered By. It's inspired by the 1958 release from Alfred Hitchcock with the same title. What made you do that?
Well, it was actually, Dre had the sample like years ago, right? And he made a beat to it. And one day it just popped in my head. I can't remember why. So I hit him and I was like, yo, whatever happened to that beat? And he was like, oh, it's still around. So, but the beat was different. I just updated a little bit with some drums and shit, right? But like it was based off that I started thinking like, yo, that whole concept is crazy. Like, Music to Be Murdered By, like, I wonder if I could play off this whole Alfred Hitchcock thing. And then Dre started hitting me with ideas. It was like, yo, you need to listen to this album that he has. So he sent me the link to that, and I started listening, and I was like, yo, I could base this whole album off that.
Wow.
There was actually some stuff that didn't make it on there that I was trying to get on there, but we couldn't really work it out with the sample clearing. Mm-hmm. But I had it even more intertwined than it was, and we had to, pick and choose the best pieces to put on there just for sampling issues and shit. But
fucking samples.
Yeah, right.
I was stuck in traffic for like 3 hours listening to it over and over and over, and I caught something new every single time. And it's like, it's gonna take till about 2021 or some shit before everybody really gets all of it. And I'm talking about avid fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you write in that type of, on that level, like you said you just put it in anyway, even knowing that it could slip by people's radar.
Yeah, I feel like there's a certain kind of fan that will get that, and there's a certain kind of fan that might just be the average listener who doesn't, they like hip hop and it sounds good, something sounds good to them, right? But they might not understand exactly what we're doing,
how dope it is.
Yeah, but that's what's dope about those reaction videos, and also the people who break down the lyrics and they show you like, okay, he was hitting these syllable schemes right here. Every single syllable, there's 5 syllables there or 7,
right?
And he was hitting these right here, and he started a new syllable scheme, rhymed with that syllable scheme, and then came back at the end and rhymed with the first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that helps people like really
To understand the genius.
Yeah, to understand.
Zoning off of one joint, stopping the limo, hopping the window, shopping the demo at gunpoint.
Yeah.
The outer rhymes are 2 syllables. The inner rhymes are 5 syllables.
Yeah.
That's, in my opinion, what makes you one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, but that's, to me, my opinion back to you, because when we did what the fuck was it? My House. Like, this is me and Royce joke about this shit all the time. We're like, fuck, Crook's gonna be on this song. All right. But we joke about that shit all the time, because it's like, you and him, to me, make verses that, even if you lay them first, they're untoppable. So it's like, I can only hope to tie at best.
That's a big compliment from you, dog.
But bro, when you did in my house, the lights out, the utilities in the facility, the life out, to wipe out. I forgot the next scene, but utilities in the, like, he was rhyming all that.
Right.
Like, that shit was like, and being able to keep it going, like, that's what I think a lot of the average listener sometimes might not understand, that this, you know, because some people don't catch the syllables. They think that we're, you know, rhyming, you know, my house, the lights out, utilities in the facility, like house rhymes and out rhymes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They're not catching the full scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not catching the my house, lights out, lights out, wipe out. Like, there's 2 there, but then there's utilities in the facility.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's like, that's the beauty to me of the craft of emceeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that.
That's important to you.
Hell yeah. Yeah, because it's, and I know it's important to you because it's what makes rap fun, right?
Right.
So sometimes we might be in the mood to, like, not to write a song that might not have a message to it.
Right.
Might not really be saying anything that's important.
Right.
But it's more about the craft, and we're just trying to go as hard as we can go, you know? And I think that to me is what makes it fun.
Right.
Is being able to, you know, when you thought of the, hey, bro, I'll go ham for dead presidents. Like, you feel something, right? When you think of that, you're like, oh shit.
Like, oh shit, that's kind of ill.
Okay, yeah. All right, let me figure this out. Let me sit down with this scheme and figure it out. But that's to me, man, is the beauty of this culture.
Young and May collab come about. I was very surprised to hear her on there. You know what I mean? She's been doing damage all around. How'd that come about?
Well, when she put out Ooh, I was like, yo, she's dope. And I kind of started following her a little bit. And then it was like, I started watching every video she put out.
Word.
And I was more so, like, intrigued by her persona. Like, how like, she just carries herself like a star, right?
Right.
Like, she's just like charisma, right?
Right.
But she also had the bars, and I was like, man, like, this is like she's really got bars. Like, so then I just went down the wormhole of, like, the Eat freestyle she did.
Right.
And then she did Flex, and how she was just calm, murdering it on Flex, right? But she barely even raised her voice. Yeah. Like, she was just calmly killing it. I was like, oh my God, so I just reached out. I was like, yo, I wanna put her on the album, man. Like, I wanna do something with her. And hit her up. And I was like, yo, I said, I got this intro to the album, and then I want you to be the first thing that people hear after that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
gave it an alley-oop.
Yeah.
Crazy.
She just went in.
And she murdered it. Is that what you do? You go down a rabbit hole with different artists when you start liking them, and you go down a wormhole kind of?
It's funny because I usually spend, I mean, this has been this way for a while. I usually spend like an entire Saturday. If I'm not at work, if I'm not at the studio, I spend like an entire Saturday going through everything that's out. You know what I'm saying? Like, checking out everything.
Wow, y'all hear that? On Saturday, so y'all better bring y'all best shit. You never know who listening, you know what I'm saying? For real, man. Black Thought, like, I feel like you guys finally gave us what we wanted, a collab. You know what I'm saying? How the hell did that happen?
Well, I had been wanting to do something with him, and I just never found the album or the song that I felt like would be good to get him on. That was worth, you know what I'm saying? Like, this might be right up his lane. Denon made the beat, right? So Royce put a verse on it, and then Q-Tip had the hook. And when I heard the hook, I was like, my era. And I was like, me and him are kind of from the same era. You know what I'm saying? So this might work.
Right.
So I just hit him up through Royce, asked Royce if he could send him the track.
Right.
And
it just, y'all made magic.
Yeah,
y'all
man.
made magic. That was a collab that hip hop has been waiting on for a long time.
His fucking Funk Flex freestyle was just like, oh my God.
That man went in for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Fucking crazy.
Fucking crazy, boy.
But again, it's what we love about this music, right? Is because, especially as a competitive rapper, right? We rap we're competitive rappers, right? We're not just, like, we're in it, we do this. This is what we do. And it's like inspiring to hear that shit, but it also like kind of gets you like, oh, fuck. Yeah, like gives you anxiety, right? But it's like, but at the same time, you kind of get pumped up about it and be like, oh shit. Every time something new comes out like that, you're always like my mindset is like, yo, I gotta try to top that lyrically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then you go do it. First of all, congratulations, man. 10 number ones on Billboard 200. That's incredible. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put that out there, man. How does that feel though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Did you ever imagine that you have 10 number ones?
Ever? Never in the history of my life. Like, I could never like imagine. Like for me, what's crazier about it, that to me is like being able to meet my childhood idols, being able to sit down with LL Cool J, right? One of my favorite rappers of all time ever. When I made the Relapse album,
right,
he sat in the truck, and we drove around, and he listened to the whole album. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, I don't even know what to say, because I don't want to play myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to, like, but before you got out the truck, I was like, yo, man, I just want to say, like what you mean to me, man. Like, and I was trying to like not make it come off sappy, but I was just like, yo, man, I'm a stan of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but just to sit there and be like, all right, 15, 16-year-old Marshall thinking that could actually happen one day. Right. And I'm going to be sitting in the car. LL's going to be sitting around in the car with me, and he's listening to my album.
Wow.
Fuck out of here.
Wow.
Like, that to me, like meeting Dre was just like, holy shit.
Is that what kind of keeps you grounded? Like your love for the culture? I mean, is that like, you know, after a huge amount of success, you know, it would be easy for you to be a different type of person. You know what I'm saying? Like, what keeps you grounded?
I just think, I mean, I'm so in love with this art form, right? And I'm so passionate about it because it's really the only thing that I ever was good at. You know what I'm saying? Like aside from basketball, I'm amazing at that. But that's a whole.
You getting buckets?
Yeah.
Okay.
But nah, it just, you know, I just love it. I love to watch, like, you know, like the YBN Cordays come up, and you're like, oh shit, he's gonna be the next. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same shit. Why, when I listen to one of your songs, I don't really want to, because it gets like, I get anxiety, but I have to. I mean, I not that I don't want to, but
yeah, man. I mean,
it's fucking nerve-wracking every time you and Royce, you know. And I think because you know, we're also in this circle together, kind of, and it's like, but it's like y'all are the rappers. You and him are the rappers that I get anxiety being on a song with, because I'm like, man, I gotta push the pen. rappers like Tech Nine, right?
Right.
He's so fucking proficient.
Right.
I don't know what
right.
another word to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's so like, man, he crafts out every syllable.
Everyone.
Every single one. Every fucking rhyme scheme. Like it's just like you're hearing 20 different things that rhyme with each other in succession. And,
Absolutely.
yeah. And I'm sure you hate this too, like to be like, well, yo, you don't understand what we're doing.
Right.
But sometimes some people really don't understand what we're doing.
They don't understand it. I mean, and I get it. Sometimes if I listen to something that you made, I'll be like, damn, either why didn't I think of that? Or, you know, damn, I said something kind of like that, but I didn't say it like that. And then it's like, okay, I can't say that now because he already just said it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's always crazy, man. It's a new era, man. Like, I always wanted to know, like, what's your perspective on people with longevity such as yourself adjusting to the new era of hip hop? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's you know, that's another one of the things that make it fun too, is like being able to watch like Cole and Kendrick come up and seeing how great they were right off the bat. And it's like you start like I mean, aside from them, like I pay attention to everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like all the new shit I try to stay up on, you know, who's doing what, flow patterns, that kind of shit, because it's always interesting to me, like the baby. Like I never know where his rhymes are gonna land.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that shit is so interesting to me because he does it so well. It's the same thing with you and Royce. It's like I don't really know where this is gonna go, and when I get on a song with you or him, I know what I'm gonna get in the sense of the bar it's gonna be, but I don't know what I'm gonna get, what style, what, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
like, I don't know. I can't predict a flow pattern. I can't never predict anything. It's the same thing if I getting on a track with Kendrick. I can never tell what the fuck he's gonna do.
Right.
Because he is such a chameleon of styles, and he can fucking do pretty much anything, right? And he's so proficient at it. He's so good at it, and you don't know what you're gonna get. That to me is like a top tier lyricist, because it's like you can get your ass kicked any day. You know what I'm saying? Like certain rappers get on a certain song, and it's like it just depends on.
Yeah, just like you. I mean, you probably inspired countless, you know, stupid bars when people knew, okay, I got to get on a song with him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they just know, you know, I'm very surprised if you ever have done a song with, every time I listen to a song that you've done with another artist, it's always one of their best verses. You see what I'm saying? It's like you inspired them to push their pen like that. You know what I mean? And that's got to be something, to walk in the room and just change the energy. Absolutely.
I mean, but it's, you know, it's a craft that, you know, I don't know if I've mastered it yet, but I'm still trying to figure shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as I've been in the game, I'm always trying to figure out new flow patterns and new, you know what I'm saying? Like new cadences and shit. I'm still trying to always get it right, you know? Because it's like, I making an album, I don't always get it right. I don't always get every song right. I don't always get every delivery right, you know? So it's one of the things I'm just always trying to improve.
Are you your toughest critic?
Absolutely. I mean, you're probably yours, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, because you know that you can't sit down with the pen and just rhyme the last word of every line. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, that's not fun.
Yeah, that's not fun.
That's like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And your love for hip hop is just evident. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the T-shirts you choose to wear sometimes. I sit back and I see a picture of you rocking the stage. Shirt? You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like you, I think you had like Lakim Shabazz on one of your T-shirts. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't even know, you know, who that call themselves hip hop heads might not even know who that is on your shirt. Is that something you do on purpose? I mean,
it is something I do on, well, A, because I love it, because it's fun for me. Like, it makes me feel like a kid again. It's like, oh shit, I got this album cover on. Like think about when I think of like iconic album covers, NWA's first album cover, Audio 2's first album cover, like the color scheme of that, like how they was wearing the airbrush shirts and shit. Like having that on a shirt is it's dope to me, but it's also like maybe if I'm doing a show and some of the younger fans don't know who this is, they'll go back and, you know,
go back and say, man, who is that on that shirt? And
go
get
back
educated.
and be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Cause Lakim Shabazz was fucking nice.
I'm raw and rare. I walk in the square of pure righteousness. Man, and being that much of a, you know, a part of the culture, history books are gonna definitely put you as one of the greatest of all time. How do you feel about the concept of white rappers being a guest in the house of hip hop?
Well, I mean, that's the funny thing. I don't know if I've got a chance to say this yet, but the funny shit is like I with the whole beef of a certain person.
Right.
I never said I wasn't a guest.
Right.
Like I'm absolutely a guest. Like I never said I wasn't.
Right.
And I never said I was king of anything. Right? Like I had a song called Kings Never Die, but it wasn't me saying. That was one of the beats that Khalil sent me with the hook on it. That was the concept of the song. And I'm like, I can't say I'm the king of hip hop. I could just say, so I threw Run DMC in there, Jam Master Jay. You know what I'm saying? And was trying to like, because I never want to be like, I don't want to be the king of hip hop. Who the fuck is the king of hip hop?
Yeah.
Like, is there a king of hip hop? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Like,
nah, I feel you on that.
People would say, just because you sell the most records doesn't mean you're the best. Just because you can rap 40 million syllables doesn't mean you're the best. Like, I care more about rhyming the syllables. You know what I'm saying? Like I care more about the craft than any of the other
and that shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it goes back to those who know, you know what I mean? If you know, you know. And I don't get it sometimes. You know what I mean? I watch these rap media so-called critics and some music journalists, and so many of your bars and your messages goes over their heads. And, you know, they like, even with the content conversation, I mean, you've been having content since day one. You got songs to prove it. You know what I mean?
It's like sometimes I'm like, what is content? What are you talking about? What do you want me to talk about? Think about the first time you heard Rakim, right? So when people make these lists, and he's always on the list, but he's also always on my list because to me, greatness is not only how well you do something, but if you were the first to do it. Rakim was the first person that I heard that started using like inside rhyme schemes.
Right.
And coming back at the end and hitting the, you know what I'm saying? So he did something that hadn't even been thought of yet.
Original.
Yeah. It was like, and he single-handedly pushed the genre forward to be more complex lyrically. And
Absolutely.
then birthed fucking Kane and G-Rap, right?
Right.
And man, like those two will always be on my list too, because like Kane was doing confuse and lose, abuse and bruise the crews who choose to use my name wrong will pay dues. Woo. Man, come on, nobody was doing that.
Nobody was
like that
doing
was
that.
Every single fucking word he said rhymed, and he just made a sentence with it. Like,
and that made sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Every person who's a fan of hip hop might feel like hip hop is about something different, right? It ain't about lyrics. It's about how good you flow in your cadence, right?
Right.
Or it ain't like, but it's just about the beat is dope and just having a message over it. That could be what your opinion of what hip hop is about. My opinion is hip hop is about lyricism, and the greats who we put up on the pedestal, right? That's what they were about, and that was the beauty of us being able to learn how to do it and learn from them, right? So like,
do you ever agree with any of the top 50 lists that circulate on the internet? Have you seen one that you like, oh yeah, that's accurate?
I've seen a couple of them where I feel like, okay, that's kind of accurate. I don't ever want to come off as preachy or be like, you know, you don't understand what we do. We're so much smarter than you. No, it's not about that. But we do the craft, and we do rap at a certain level where we know, like, game recognized game, right?
Right.
Like, you can appreciate Jordan because Jordan was like a spectacle to see, right? It was just like, holy shit.
Right.
But I don't even know half the shit he was doing.
It's like mechanics. If I hire somebody to fix my car, I'm not going to hire a painter. I'm going to hire a mechanic. A mechanic knows what he's doing under the hood. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I can't explain what he's doing.
And you could be like, yo, that's the best mechanic I've ever seen.
Right.
Like I saw, what is it called? My expert opinion with Math Hoffa, right?
Right.
And it was an episode where they were talking about the verse that I did on the Fat Joe thing. And I was like, these are the guys who, if I was coming up like as a rapper or just a fan of rap or whatever, I would want to hear from them because they do this too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like game recognized game. Like I don't know if this guy is the best mechanic in the fucking world.
Right.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's not my thing. But someone who is a mechanic might be like, yo, this guy he's the fucking GOAT.
Yeah, exactly.
Changing your muffler. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then we come and argue with that guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's not the GOAT, and I'm not a fucking mechanic.
Yeah. But then again, it's like, you don't want to sound too preachy and be like, you just don't, you know, we're so much smarter than you. You don't understand what we're doing. Like, it's not about that. But at some point, it's just like, I can't take your list seriously. If they don't have you on it, they don't have Royce on it, I can't take it serious. I can't take it serious because it's like, you don't really know what you're talking about. So I can't get mad at you. Right. I think that a lot of times when people make these lists, they're mistaking the greatest rappers for their favorite rappers. So what they mean to say is, these are my favorite rappers. These are my personal favorites. Right. Right? Jay, Nas, they're always going to be on that list, right?
Right. You're always going to be on it.
On some people's. But
dog, I've never seen a list without you on it.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You might not be where you deserve to be. You know what I'm saying?
That's, in my opinion, that's how I feel when people don't put you and Royce there, because the longevity, how good you guys have consistently been to be able to keep it up to this level. You know what I'm saying? And like, we're not youngins in this game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we put our time in, but still, even to this day, when I hear a new song by you or a new rhyme scheme, I feel like he's still figuring this out. Like, in other words, you're trying to figure out a way to make this verse better than anything you just did prior to it, right?
Word.
Each fucking verse is like, that's how I feel when I listen to you. I'm like, oh, he's still fucking with different flow patterns.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
looking.
and cares about it in the
Deeply.
pockets, and like, I don't ever know where your rhyme's gonna fall at. And I don't know how many syllables you're gonna fucking hit, but that's the other thing, is like, when people are like, we don't care about the syllables and all that shit. Yo, you need to, because that's the craft of hip-hop doing it.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't need
MCing.
to.
That's an MC, yeah.
It's up to you. It's up to you. Like, how you know, whatever you feel, you know. But like, I think that people are just sometimes mistaking best MCs for their favorite rappers.
Speaking of favorite rappers, Tretch,
I don't see on a lot of lists either.
Yeah.
And that shit is infuriating to me, because I think that, again, we was talking about, like, Rakim did something that never been done, and Kane did something, and G-Rap did something that never been done. Tretch did, to me, I think what happened with Tretch, and this is just in my circle of friends that we talk about shit, one of the common things said is, well, he did OPP and he did Hip Hop Array.
Right.
But he was still rhyming his ass off on those songs, right?
Right.
But he also did something, to me, in my opinion, that, like, there was a time period probably between 91 and about 95 where damn near every rapper in the game was following him.
Right.
And trying to do what he was doing.
Absolutely.
Dressing like him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The whole shit moving like him.
Exactly.
Like, and he was getting on fucking songs and smoking everybody. Man. And it was like, yo, when I heard Yoke the Joker, my fucking heart sank. My heart sank, because I was like, I'm never gonna be this good.
Wow.
I might as well quit. I didn't write a rhyme for the entire summer. I said this on the Ice-T documentary, but this is real shit. I didn't write for an entire summer, and Proof was like, yo, man, he's good, but you got to keep,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and I
right.
was just like, but I'll never be that good. By the time it got to Wickedest Man Alive, I was like, I quit. I don't want to do this anymore.
You got a favorite Tretch verse?
I got a lot of favorite Tretch verses. When I heard him yoke the Joker, when he was like, oh, fuzzy, dirty, dizzy, duzzy, get the fix he needs. Remember how blistery? You ain't ready for the Freddy you rap. He can't kill me. I step into your dreams, you feel me, slicing your life away. Just like my mic today, I eat you the psycho way. I'm ripping shit right away. Whoa. Man, he was yo.
Tretch.
There are some in this genre that have not even caught up to that. All this time has passed, and those verses are so timeless to me.
Right.
Like, you got beef for what we do, talk to the bunny, sonny. He's the man, Bugs, the thug with the money. Funny that you should mention, has my family they're covered. What's up to my cousins and my sisters and my Warner brothers? Birds of a feather, flop and fella be together. No matter what you whatever, endeavor, find who's better. You, me, he, she, them, him, those are others. He's get two ducks with one pluck, initiate the trouble. For those who disagree or maybe feel the need to front it. Show me your whole entire crew, 2 shoes and I'ma run it. Do you want it? Maybe, yo. I was just like, God damn, no one had did that yet. What he did was, he did wordplay, he did compound syllables, multi-syllable rhyming, and he did it in different styles.
Right.
He never had to go back and listen to that first album. He never did the same style twice. I loved his image. I loved what he was about. He looked cool. You know what I'm saying? And you believed him.
Right, he was believable.
He looked the part, he acted the part, he was the part, right? So that's why I think a lot of rappers just kind of started going, and I did, like with my writing and shit. By the time the second album came out, I sounded just like him. I sounded just like Tretch. I sounded like Cool G Rap. Like, there's so many eras that I sounded like other rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like it's what we do when we're kids.
Yeah,
right?
we get influenced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're inspired. What you think about Royce as a producer, man? Is that weird?
It's really fucking weird. I told him, yo, years ago when we first met, I was like, you should, I said, because the way he was picking his beats and like his ear for him, I was like, yo, why don't you just make beats? Because when I first started making beats and learned how to do it, you can control what you make, right? So it's like making the song, like Lose Yourself, and sitting there from like the beginning of the, like, down to the end of the completed song, right? Like, you can make that trajectory go wherever you want it to go, right?
Right.
Both of us were kind of still focused on rap, right? But he was like, I think he would have rather put his time into the pen. But I kept telling him, like, even years later, like, yo, man, I'm telling you, you'd be good at it. And he started doing the shit, and then I didn't hear from him for a couple months. And then he started, like, hitting me off with beats, and I was like, yo, this shit is crazy.
That's crazy.
You gonna learn one?
Yeah.
Man, I was like, what the fuck? Like, bro, how did you get this good this quick?
Man.
But hey, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I same thing with me, man. I went over there. He like, I'm making beats now, Crook. I said, for real? He started making a beat. I was like, damn, that's just kind of dope. I went outside to smoke a cigar, and I started thinking of a 16-bar rap.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm thinking of a rap to a Royce beat.
Yeah.
And I went back in there like, yo, I'm doing a new album with my little brother's family business. You want to produce the whole thing? And he was like, you think I'm ready for something like that? I was like, yeah, I think you're ready. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we came over and played you know what I'm saying, the stuff over there. And
yeah, man.
Man, you just said lose yourself. I went down the wormhole myself looking at your producer credits. You know what I'm saying? And I talk to hip-hop fans every single day on Twitter. You know, that's one of the things I do. I engage with them. I ask them questions, rap questions. Do you feel like, because I don't, so do you feel like your name is mentioned enough in the producer's conversation?
I don't know. No, I don't. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I don't know. I love to make beats, right? And over the years, I had learned how to produce. and probably made some of my biggest songs.
Right.
And was just doing what felt right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm more so like it's fun for me to make beats, but it's not as fun as rap is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, but I don't know. I mean,
because people are like, yo, rappers who make beats, top 5. And I'm like, yo, you got to put him in there. You know what I'm saying? And then some of them don't even realize how many songs that you have produced, you know what I mean? And that they know and love the song. They just didn't know that you produced it. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to me. I don't even understand how that even happens. You know what I mean? Like, I think you rap so well that it kind of just sucks all the oxygen out of the conversation.
I mean, it's interesting. Like the first album, you know, like I would sit in there with the Bass Brothers, and Jeff Bass like played instruments, right? Like he played the guitar, he played the bass, he played the keyboards and all that shit. I knew this music better than they did as far as like what it should sound like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would just sit in there on the drum machine, and I had to have somebody show me how to work it, you know, to keep the metronome going and shit. And what started coming out of those sessions, and sometimes I'd be like, yo, okay, what was that chord? Okay, try it. What if you tried that? Now go up with it, right? And then I hum them, because I don't know how to play instruments. So I'd be like, I would just hum a lot of shit, you know? And that's how I started making the beats. And Dre was like, yo, you're producing. That's producing. And I was like, it is? Oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and just fell into, you know.
Yeah, like, it's funny, like, I was thinking the other day, cleaning out my closet, that beat was actually a beat I was making for Bizarre.
Really?
Yeah. And then, I don't remember what happened, but I ended up taking the beat, and I was just like, because sometimes if someone's there, like, as I'm making the beat, and they start wanting to write to it, I usually
just
give it to them. And I don't remember what happened with that, but
and it just became the stadium mover. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of my favorite songs to watch you perform.
Really?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's just go.
That's the other thing,
you
too.
know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm not a singer, so I remember, like, some of my early shit was really rough. Like, was really rough. Like, but it was, like, a lot of times, like, and this is from coming up in Detroit, like, Proof had the connects, right? So Proof used to know Jay Dilla. Proof used to know everybody who was anybody, right?
Right.
So, and I don't know if you remember that phase where, like, rap was going through a phase. Well, it still does it, but there was kind of a phase in, like, the late 90s where, like, if you could get a chick to sing on your song.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Like an actual singer chick. And Proof would come over with new music, and man, Dilla's making the beats, and he's got chicks all over his hooks and shit.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, so I would start, like, thinking of, like, hooks like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And being like, well, someone else could sing this, and I'll just lay it for right now.
For right now.
And then it ended up becoming a thing where I was just like, fuck it, I'll just leave it. You know?
The good decision. Godzilla, man. I gotta tell you, that's one of my favorites right now. You know what I'm saying? My favorites always change when I listen to albums. Right now, I'm fucking with Godzilla heavy every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? That shit is crazy. I mean, the cadences and all that, like, absolute murder. The beat, who did that beat?
DA.
That shit is crazy, man. R.I.P. to Juice WRLD. You know what I mean? That kid was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, on that joint. Favorites change.
Yo, shout to Juice too, man. Like, yo, that kid was so talented, man. He, like, his freestyle he did on Westwood where he rapped for an hour, like, what the fuck? And I mean, he was like he might have been mixing a little bit of written in there with, but the way he was like, that's the shit that we used to try to do at the hip hop shop, was like try to work on our freestyles, right? But be able to slip in and out of written when you need to. You know what I'm saying? If you got a certain punchline you want to get to take out this dude, right? So to be so young, he like mastered that so fucking quickly.
Yeah.
It's really sad, man, that like his potential was so off the charts.
Very. I tweeted one time, you know, I like this Juice WRLD kid. And you know, I got some real hardcore boom bap type hip hop lyricist fans that follow me too. And they're like, Juice WRLD, he uses auto-tune. I'm like, yo, I dropped a link to that Westwood freestyle. Like, yo, don't even talk to me. Just watch this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He definitely had it, man. It's crazy that some of these kids out here, I think that inspired by, you know, Jay, you know what I'm saying? And they want to really get their pen moving. Oh yeah, I was going to ask you, do you have a favorite? You have any favorites on the new joint?
On my album?
Yeah, on your joint.
Oh, every single one.
It's like
Nah.
every single.
Nah, I mean, you know, I it's funny when like, you know, when you're making an album and it's like, you know, sometimes you got ideas already. Sometimes you feel like, I don't know if you ever feel like this, but it's like, sometimes I just feel like, I don't feel like having a message in this one. You know what I'm saying? I just want to go as hard lyrically as I can, you know, and then sometimes like, you know, I'll get in a certain mood and be like, okay, like, if there's something that I'm passionate about, like this is making me either angry or excited or whatever it is, right? You know, I might get the idea to do a song about it, like the Darkness song. Like when I want to say something, when I feel like I really have something to say, I'm gonna do it.
The Darkness joint. Did you ever feel like you might get some kind of backlash from all this gun politics? You know, the right side saying they want to take your guns, the left side saying, you know, we need more gun control. Did you feel like you would get any backlash from, you know, creating that type of song?
I figured I would get some, but it's kind of like you gotta just. I more so care about what I believe in,
right?
And whoever else gets fucking pissed off, I don't give a fuck. Like this is my view on it, and this is my take. It might not be your take. So what about the person who is stockpiling his house with 150 fucking guns, right? Like whatever war they're waiting for, I don't know what war you're waiting for, that you need that kind of arsenal. I think there's also something to be said. I know there's avid gun collectors and shit like that, but there's something to be said about somebody who's buying that many fucking guns. I just don't have a record of it. Or, you know, like I'm not on record as having a, you know, where I'm able to get flagged.
Right.
So it's like the whole message of that song was saying, what about the person that hasn't, you know what I'm saying? There's a first time.
This is going to be the first time they flip out and they have an arsenal to do it with.
Yeah.
What about that guy?
Yeah.
There's no stopping that guy.
Right. And that's what it's when it's like, okay, when you start calling for like background checks and shit like that instead of the actual problem.
Right.
You know, we got to do something with the gun laws.
Yeah.
People start to get like, no, you can't take our guns, you can't take our guns. I'm not saying that.
So when you talk about things like that, I would say that that's content.
I probably would say that.
But your critics would say that you just rap about rapping.
Mm-hmm. I just put words together that just rhyme. That's what I do.
That shit is crazy, man.
But to me, again, yeah, you're goddamn right. That's what I do. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like I competitive rap.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes I just want to have fun with it. Sometimes I just want to make a song that might not be about shit.
Right.
But for those who can respect how hard I push the pen, right? Like, you know, you get people. Oh, so what? You can rap that many. You can say that many words that fast. You're not saying anything. You're not saying. What do you want me to say?
It takes a skill level to do that, and I feel like they're not respecting that part of the game. You know what I'm saying? It takes a phenomenal skill level to rap at the speeds that you rap at, syllables within those. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're like, then I'm over here, then I'm over there, then I'm over here, then I'm over there. You know, some people fool people. You know what I mean? They just.
And I'm gonna flow, and then I'm gonna buzz it down, and then I'm gonna.
You know what I'm saying? And then everybody's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you actually are putting, you know, fucking syllables, punchlines, metaphors within that, you know, cadence. And people are, I just think a lot of times when a rapper says, oh, he's just rapping about rapping, or he's too rapidy rap, it usually comes from a rapper who can't rap that well.
A lot of people diss what they can't do. So it's like if I can't do that, I'm gonna
shit on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna shit on it and make it like it ain't that good anyways.
Right.
And then
And then people buy that narrative.
Yeah. Yep. And then, you know, maybe it makes the person feel good with whatever's going on inside them. I saw some dude, I don't remember where I even seen this, what show it was on, like what site it was on or whatever. Some dude was trying to trash J. Cole about Middle Child and was saying, oh, it just fell off at the end. It was like, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I can't take you serious. You critique that?
Right, right.
And then it's like, sometimes you'll be like, yo, but you listen to that, and then you say this is trash? Like,
right.
I can't respect your opinion. I can't.
Yeah, they're probably the ones responsible for these top 50 lists that go around, like people like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's your opinion, but your opinion's wrong.
For sure.
Yeah.
100. Speaking of top list, dog, is your top 9 that you named on Till I Collapse still the same?
Yes and no. Yes, because, well, what's happened to put that into the pen?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
It's coming from a place of experience. We know what it takes, basically, like you just said.
Why didn't I think of that? Every time,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, the rapper that makes you go, fuck, why did,
Yeah,
you know,
and
like,
it was right there.
Damn, yeah.
It's like, sometimes it could be an easy line, and you're like, that line it seems easy to think of, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, why the fuck this is what I do for a living. How come I missed that fucking line? You know what I'm saying? Like, I hear that shit a lot.
Yo, you know what I want to mention too? I just thought about this. When I got shit, this is funny, pun intended. When I got shit for the your booty is heavy duty, like diarrhea.
Yeah.
I got a lot of shit for that line.
Right.
Pun intended. But it's like, oh man, that shit's trash. Oh, it's trash. I'm just being stupid. Like, it's sometimes you ever think of a punchline as like, it's just supposed to be stupid.
Right,
it's
right,
not
right.
supposed to be, you know what I'm saying?
Hard and
Like,
all
yeah,
that, yeah.
it's not supposed to make you, oh shit, your booty is heavy, dude. It's a fucking stupid line. And sometimes I throw those in there to just to get a reaction out of people, to get a laugh, whatever it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't that serious, but it's like, oh man, he sucks because he said like.
Yeah, they pick out one thing.
Oh yeah.
And that just lets you know how good you are, because they'll go through, okay, you just said fucking 100 dope ass fucking lines, and then they'll pick one and say, but hey, he said this right here. And it's like, you know, you just know that person is a hater.
I never was like, play a couple lines and be like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like what they said right there. Next line go by. Oh, I like that though. That's dope. I never hated a song because of one bar.
Never.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Never. Because now if I go back and listen to all the classic music that I loved growing up, I'm sure I could find that bar that you know what I'm saying? But it's just, that wasn't the point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy now that we have the internet and all that shit. Everybody has an opinion.
Well, everybody's an expert. That's the thing that it's like, you know.
Yeah, that's why we listen to the fans, man. The fans get you. Your fans, listen, dog, I engage with your fans every single day. You know what I'm saying? They hit me every day. Some of them leave me.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good, man. Some of them leave me like paragraphs in the DM, like, hey man, if you see Marshall, can you tell him, you know, so I'm just like, you know, hey man, whatever. And they're really passionate about, you know, supporting you. I think any artist would want to have fans like you have, you know what I mean?
I'm very grateful for that. Absolutely.
Do you ever read any of the comments online that they leave?
I went through a phase of that for sure.
You did?
And yeah, and then I had to kind of stop and put it all in perspective and be like, listen, man, like, you know, just reading comments, period.
Right.
Like, it just makes it like, okay, you realize like you're not gonna please everybody. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? Like you do this over here and someone doesn't like it and they want you to do the opposite, then you do the opposite, you please that person.
Right.
Or you don't. And this person hates it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
very tough. But no, I agree with that. It's kind of like, you know, quarterbacks reading a sports column, you know what I mean, after games. You know, it's
Monday
like,
morning quarterback.
yeah, exactly. So, but like I said, man, these fans that you have that hit me every single day, they asked me if I could ask you a couple questions. What's your favorite food? Taco Bandino?
Beats.
Beets?
Yeah,
So
like-
you got good
like
good ass bullet pressure. Oh, you talking about this kind of beats?
beets,
I
yeah.
thought you know, I'm like, beets. I'm like, damn, your blood pressure is excellent around this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Beets, not
I don't know. My favorite food is, I don't really have a favorite food.
okay, let's see. Favorite TV series? Right now, currently.
Power.
Power?
Yeah. You watch it?
Yeah, I watch Power. Power's
Incredible.
hell. You put me up on Walking Dead. I was watching Boardwalk Empire all the time, and we was at the lab one time.
Yeah.
And you was like, "Yo, you got to check out Walking Dead." And when you said it was some zombie shit, I was like, "I don't know if I could do the zombie shit." And you was like, "No, you got to watch it." Then I got fucking hooked on that shit.
Yeah.
That shit was a great fucking series right there.
The Wire. I mean, I've said that many times, but man, that's like cream of the crop. Like those shows that like, I don't know, it's like there'll never be another one of those.
Right.
Like
Right.
those kind. Like Breaking Bad, incredible.
Yeah, man. Breaking Bad was the shit.
Power's my shit though now, for sure.
Shout out to 50.
Yeah, man.
Do you have any pets? They want to know that.
Nope. Do not.
No pets. Are you happy? That's the most number one asked question that I got on Twitter is, can you please ask him if he's happy?
I'm never happy.
Never. Are you happy when you're angry? You said something like that before.
I'm happy when I'm angry.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for sure.
So when he gets angry, he'll be happy. So you guys get that.
That's why I bitch so much. I try to stay happy. Now we was talking about too, like I want to mention this too, man, because I'm sitting here like we was talking about the list and has it changed. I feel like all the rappers that I said on that list will never change.
Right.
I don't know about the order. I don't even know if I should have put it in an order like that. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's like, sometimes you do things and it's like it fits in the rhyme scheme. So you're like,
Right.
like we was talking about people who push the boundaries and like Redman to me, like, you know, like when it seemed like it was a time in hip hop where, and this was like, to me, it was like the late 80s, early 90s, where every time a rapper came out with a new album, they were the best rapper for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like Boogie Down Productions, when By All Means Necessary, love Criminal Minded, but By All Means Necessary was like the pinnacle of like rap at that point in time, was like, what the fuck? Like,
Right.
and Redman came out, was so good, right? And then, like when Nas dropped, right? Illmatic, it was like, this is as good as it gets, right? Like this, you can't get any better. Like that was incredible. And then Biggie, and then to me, Redman, when he made Muddy Waters, I was like, yo, that was like, that was like when he, in my opinion, just pulled ahead of everybody. He just shot ahead. Like he was like the way he was fucking, I can't even think of a.
Yeah, he absolutely smashed that. Even when I first heard him do the Headbangers verse, the Headbangers, what?
Yeah.
The Headbangers.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this dude right here
Yeah.
is fucking fire. Who is this guy? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, What, the album is so classic to me. So classic to me. Because not only was he rapping so good, but it was like his beats and everything. He was making good songs.
Right.
Right? Like that first album, he just came out the gate making great songs. And again, the image, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it was cool to be Redman. Like to want to be Redman. Like it was like, Redman is just fucking cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Redman was the shit.
it still is. Still is. He
Absolutely.
can still go.
And that's what I like. I love it when guys from that era still just fucking, they just never lose it. They just
Yeah, because
fucking-
you can tell he loves it.
That's what it takes, the love.
Yep.
Yo, let me ask you, man, were you ever a fan of Kobe?
Absolutely. I mean, who wasn't? Like,
Man.
I don't know how you could not be. I can't even, like, it makes me sick, man. It makes me really, like, sick to my stomach to even try to grasp what happened. Like,
Yeah. Me too, man.
9 people, man.
9 people. 9 people. That really shook the world. You know what I'm saying? And I asked you that too because I feel like great people have a lot in common. I feel like you have, you know, what he had, that killer instinct when you go in the booth, that work ethic. If he's showing up 2 hours before everybody else working on a shot, I've seen you in the studio, you know, working on a hook that, you know, getting it down to the fucking last fucking molecule in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, just making sure that shit is right, man. Your work ethic is incredible.
Thank you.
Is that something that you developed over the years, or is that something like hanging around, working with Dr. Dre? Like, when did you develop this work ethic that's just like robotic almost?
I mean, that was before I even got signed. Was that, you know what I'm saying? Like me, you know, me and Denon knew, because Denon was like, me and him were so close, like, got really close really quick, right? Just because of the things that we had in common and everything, right? So we kind of just felt like we don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a do or die situation, like, because I there was nothing else I knew how to do. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, a lot of times, like, we used to have to, I remember we used to go to this place called Mo Masters. We used to go to Mo Masters studio, and it would be like, you know, $10 an hour, something like that. And so we'd have an hour, basically, right? to get to, so then I made sure, like, we made sure we had the beat, I had the lyrics written, and I already knew the song by heart. Go in there, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, once I got a chance to, once Dre, you know, gave me that shot, like, I was like, I can't, there's no turning back. Like, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. No turning back.
All I needed was like that. And yeah, man. And plus I watched Dre do it. Like, that dude, like, still to this day is constantly lives in the studio because he loves it, right?
Right.
That's why we do it, because we love it.
I like to, before I close, I like to give some sort of gem, get the guest to give some sort of gem to like an up and coming artist that's trying to make it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just described a picture of you having to memorize your raps before you go to the studio, looking at the clock on the wall and shit. I only have so much time in there. I gotta get it all out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a real grind. I think sometimes the up and coming artists look at people's results and they don't understand
The
that
work that it took to get there.
Yeah. What would you say, man, to kind of inspire some young artists? Like, what do they need to do, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, times are different, right? So we got, like, the kids, you can make a fucking studio quality album on your laptop, basically. Right. You know what I'm saying? So based off that, it's like, what I would say to the up and coming, like, you know, any new up and coming rapper, I would say that it is hard to get it, and it's even harder to maintain it. Right? So it's like, as hard as I worked back then, you know, when you've made thousands of songs,
right,
and you're like, what the fuck am I gonna rap about that I haven't already? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And you start, once you, like, when you start out with a blank canvas, and then you painted everywhere on that bitch, there ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's one of the things that I do it because I love it. So I put in the overtime. It doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fun for me to do that. So I would say that if this is something you're passionate about, just give it everything. Give it everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have nothing else. There's nothing else if this is what you want, it's got to be what you want more than anything else in this world, right? Whether it's whatever it is, like if it's a sport, if it's a fucking, this sport,
It's jewelry time. That's what I say every time. Man, dog, I'd like to thank you, man, for giving me some of your time, a lot of your time, actually, man.
Absolutely. But I watch Crook's Corner. I watch it all the time. It's fucking dope to me because, like, a rapper of your caliber to do something like this is just it's such a good concept because you're an expert in this field. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that,
and I
man.
think that everyone needs to know that who doesn't already. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, bro. I appreciate it.
And
man.
as hard as you go with the pen, man, like, fuck.
Man.
I'm telling you, this is top notch, top tier lyricist. You, Royce, man, it's like it's I feel like it's great that I know you guys.
Man,
because
likewise.
It's also like it's kept me over the years to push my pen and to keep going, right? Because it's like,
likewise, my brother.
Absolutely.
Music to be murdered by. Out now. Everybody go get it 3 or 4 times. You know what I'm saying? Stream the fuck out that bitch. You know what I mean? And I'm on track 19. Get you a rap media host that could do both. Marshall Mathers in this motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
Much more
you too.
success to you, my brother.
Absolutely.
Crook's Corner, we out of here. Peace.